All right, welcome back. It's Substack. Spilled Milk, Ask Me Anything. I'm Andrew Zimmern, of course, looking into the wrong part of the phone. Now I'm looking into the correct part. If you would like to ask me questions, how to do it is right down there. Everyone gets an answer, but not everybody gets to ask a question. I think that's how it works. Michael writes, "Hi, I saw you the other night as a contestant on Iron Chef America. When you were paired with Morimoto. What is the stress level like as a contestant as opposed to a judge, which I assume is stress-free and loads of fun?" Thanks in advance. Being a judge on the new Iron Chef reboot on Netflix is one of the most fun jobs in the whole world. I would not call it stress-free. First of all, people's, reputations, are at stake, as well as, money, property, prestige. I mean, all of that kind of stuff. And you want to make sure that you are explaining the food and honoring the need of the viewer in there. So I wouldn't call it stress-free. I would call it, but I would agree it's lots of fun. Now, being a contestant is a nightmare. I mean, it's the most fun in the world once the whistle starts and you're cooking. And for me, while I know in my heart we did not lose, even technically losing is fine. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Win some, lose some. It's just a TV show. It's just a fun game. So while I take it seriously during the hour-long competition, once that whistle ends, I do not take myself that seriously that you can't handle, be gracious in a win or a loss. But there's some really fun backstory to all of this. So, I guess Iron Chef had never done a doubles competition unless it involved, I think, 2 Iron Chefs against 2 Iron Chefs. So I get a call one day, not from production, not from Food Network, but from Morimoto, asking me if I would cook with him and that I would get a call if the answer was yes. And I said, we're friends. And I said, of course, I'm honored. I will. I said, I'm a little confused. I mean, you have to remember, this is like 10 years ago, right? So at that point, I'm, my show's on Travel Channel. I'm traveling 250 days a year. I said, don't you want someone who's like in a kitchen every single day? I mean, you're Morimoto. You could literally pick anyone in the world to cook with you. He goes, oh no, it'll be fun. You and I'll do it. It'll be a blast. So I said yes right away for a couple of reasons. Number one, I was the food guy on Travel Channel. So while, very proud of my work as a chef, and I consider myself a serious culinarian, and I'll cook against anyone for anything, anytime, anywhere. I'm confident. But, I knew that, Morimoto goes in there with a battle plan, and you are executing Morimoto's battle plan. And I knew he would tell me what he wanted done, how he wanted it done, and I knew I could do it. I'm familiar enough with, and was familiar enough at the time with Japanese food. We went up against Bobby Flay and Marcella Valladolid in battle whistling salmon. And we crushed it. I encourage everyone to look up that episode and take a look, because it was a lot of fun. And Morimoto did, well, he always does incredible food, but he did one thing. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but he did one dish that included an art piece of the fish itself on which the elements were served, that to this day is one of the all-time great dishes I've ever seen executed anywhere, anytime, any place. And it was on TV in a competition. Morimoto People just have no idea how massive his skill set is. I mean, I've eaten French food he's made, Italian food he's made, Chinese food he's made. I mean, this guy has got insane skills and a massive repertoire. He's a genius, really. Chuck writes, while I enjoy cooking competition shows, one thing that concerns me is this: how much food gets wasted in the process? Well, obviously, there is food wasted in the process. He continues, plates of food are built, including one for camera shot purposes, and judges seem to only eat a few bites of each plate course. Well, if it's good, we eat it all. That's true. There's also the amount of what's prepared that isn't plated for competition. Obviously, it's not like they're making 10 portions. If they need to plate up 2 of each, they usually make sure they could plate up 3 or 4, because if you drop a piece of fish or ruin a garnish, you want to have backup. Then he continues, as well as the pieces not used during butchery and other prep, that's much less than you would think. Not to mention the provided ingredients that don't get used at all. Well, provided ingredients that don't get used at all are all donated. As someone that has seen the entire process, are steps being made that the viewing public doesn't see to mitigate food waste on these shows? Of course. Here's the deal. I mean, just take Iron Chef, the current version on Netflix that I'm a part of. Everyone involved on the culinary team there. Everyone. Every Iron Chef, every contestant, every sous chef, every single food person there, Alton, Kristen, Nilu, Mark, everyone, the producers, everyone understands more than almost anyone else, because we're food professionals, how profound waste and hunger issues are right now. So every step is taken. Now, if a glass of milk sits out for 2 or 3 hours, it has to be thrown away. But those are mitigated as much as possible. Hot food is kept hot, cold food is kept cold. Is there some waste? Absolutely. Is there, are there pickups? Are there drop-offs to food rescue organizations? Is food donated? Are the 150 plus crew, fed extra food that's lying around rather than throw it in the garbage? You bet. So yes, any legit TV food show is taking massive steps to make sure that food waste loss is mitigated. That's a reputational issue for me. So yeah, we all take that very, very seriously. Great questions. Love you folks. Please do me a favor. If you like spilled milk, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday edition, and they're all different. If you're enjoying it, please get your friends to subscribe. Please consider becoming a paid subscriber. We really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.